So these examples are starting section 1.3. We are going to be working with linear equations. So in linear equations, everything has the first power. So this is u to the first power, u to the first power here. There's no u squared, no u in the denominator, no variable in the denominator. And we want to try and solve this equation. So what we want to do first is take this -5 and multiply it in times each piece, distributive properties. So we will have for u minus 5, and then on the right-hand side, -5 times u, -5u, and then -5 times -8, positive 40. And now we want to get u terms on the left and numbers on the right. So let's bring this -5 over, add 5 on both sides. And then these guys will cancel. We'll have a 45 on the right. And let's go ahead and bring the -5u over as a positive here. So in other words, we'll add 5 to u to both sides. And now these cancel. And so 4u and 5u is 9u. Equals 45, and then we want to divide that 9 off both sides. Remember, we're always doing something to both sides, the same thing to both sides, so that we can maintain balance in the equation. So divide by 9 on the left and on the right. 9 over 9 is 1. U equals 5. And then you can plug that back into both sides and you can check and make sure they're really equal. Here's another example. Here we've got some fractions in there, and that's okay. If you get an equation with fractions in it, what you want to do is multiply through by the LCD of all the fractions. So in this case, it's 20. So I would multiply on the left by 20, and then also multiply on the right by 20. So when we multiply on the left, 4 goes into 25 times. So that leaves us a 5x. And then we will multiply the 20 in here times each term. So that's going to be 20 times x over 5. So 20x over 5 plus 20 times 4, 80. And then 5 goes into 24 times here. So this is 5x equals 4x plus 80. So now we don't have any more fractions here. We like that. So now numbers are already on the right. Let's get variables on the left. Subtract 4x on both sides. On the right-hand side, they cancel, so they go home for the weekend. And 5x minus 4x is x equals, only thing left on the right is 80. So x is 80. And again, we can plug back into the original equation and make sure both sides equal. Let's try one more like that. -3/2 minus 6/5 y equals -8/3. So the LCD here of everything, we've got a 2, a 5, and a 3. Those are all distinct factors. They have nothing in common. So the LCD is going to be 2 times 5 times 3, 30. So we are going to multiply both sides by that LCD of 30. On the left, it's going to distribute in. So we're going to get 30 times -3/2 minus 30 times 6/5 y. On the right-hand side, 3 will go into 30 10 times. 8 times 10, 80. And then here, 2 will go into 30 15 times. And then here, 5 goes into 36 times. So if we bring this up here, 15 times 3 is 45, and it is negative. So -45 minus 6 times 6 is 36 times y. And equals 80. Again, No more fractions. We got rid of our fractions. We cleared out fractions by multiplying through by LCD. Variables are already on the left. Only got one variable term. Let's add 45 on both sides to move that number over. So these guys cancel. Negative 36y is equal to 80 plus 45, 125. And then we can divide that negative 36 off both sides. So these guys cancel. We get y is negative 125 over 36. And that does not simplify because 125 is 5 cubed and 36 is 4 times 9, which is 2 squared times 3 squared. So no factors in common. That is reduced to lowest form. Okay, so why don't you take a second and try the first Academy quiz problem. So pause the video, complete that problem, and then come back and continue the video when you're done. Okay, so next up here, we're just looking at different types of equations. So for each equation, choose the statement that describes its solution. So there can be either no solution, one solution, or all real numbers. And you have to do a little bit of work to really decide what's going to happen. So for example, here we can multiply that 2n times each piece. Here we can multiply the 3n times each term inside there. So we will get 2x plus 2 on the left, and then plus another 7 equals 3 times x, 3 times negative 2, so 3x minus 6 plus 2x. And now let's see, 2 and 7 is 9, so 2x plus 9 equals 3x and 2x are like terms on the right, 5x minus 6. And it looks like we are going to have one solution here. So let's go ahead and get our variables on the left, numbers on the right. So subtract 5x on both sides. And then bring the 9 over here, subtract 9 on both sides. So these cancel, 2x minus 5x, negative 3x. On the right-hand side, 6 and 9 is 15. It's going to be negative 6 minus 9. So negative 15. Divide that negative 3 off both sides. So x is going to be 5. So one solution right there. Now let's take a look at this one here. So the 4 could come in times the 3 and times the u. The 3 in here times the u and times the 2. So 4 times 3, 12, plus 4 times u, 4u, and minus u equals 6 plus 3 times u plus 3 times 2, 6. So let's see here. 4u minus u there is 3u. And plus 12 has got to equal 3u here. And plus 6 and 6 is 12. So 3u plus 12 equals 3u plus 12. That happens for any value because this is in identity. These are identical. So this is going to be all real numbers. And then the last possibility, the no solution, is if you simplify this down and you get something like 2 equals 3 or 0 equals 1, something like that, then it would be no solution. Here's another fractional equation. This one, our LCD is going to be 12. LCD of 6 and 4 is 12. So we would multiply both sides by 12. So let's see. 6 goes into 12 2 times. 4 goes into 12 3 times. So we've got 2 times x plus 3 equals 5 times 3, 15. And now we've cleared out all our fractions. So now we can go ahead and multiply that 2 in times each piece. So that's going to be 2 times x, 2x, plus 2 times 3, 6, equals 15. And now we subtract 6 off on both sides. So these guys cancel. We're just left with a 2x here. 15 minus 6 is 9. And then divide the 2 off on both sides. So x is 9/2. And another fractional equation here. Here we've got variables on the bottom. That happens sometimes. That's okay. Here are LCD. Remember, with the least common denominator, you take each factor to the highest power. So you got an x in the denominator, 1 there, no single factor of x there, so we need an x. X plus 4, we've got 1 x plus 4 here, no x plus 4 is there, so we need x plus 4. So multiply both sides by that LCD. So times x plus 4 on the right, and then also on the left. So these guys cancel here, x plus 4's cancel here. So we're left with negative 8 times x plus 4 on the left. Equals negative 24x on the right. Now this negative 8 will come in times each term here. So negative 8 times x, negative 8x, negative 8 times positive 4, negative 32, equals negative 24x. And let's see, we've already got the numbers on the left. Why don't we add 8x on both sides? Get the variables on the right. So 8x and negative 8x cancel. Negative 32 left there. Let's see, negative 24, positive 8, negative 16, x. And now we'll divide on both sides by negative 16. Those guys cancel. Negative 32 divided by negative 16 is 2. So 2 is our x. Okay, pause the video again. Try the second Academy example. Okay, couple more examples and we will be done. So let's see here, negative 1 over x minus 1 is equal to 5. Our LCD is x minus 1 because this denominator is 1. So we're going to multiply both sides by x minus 1. So these will cancel on the left. We're just left with negative 1 equals 5 times x minus 1. So then we need to multiply in that 5. So we'll have negative 1 on the left, 5 times x minus 5 times 1, 5x minus 5. No more fractions. Add 5 on both sides to bring that over to the left. So 4 on the left, and these guys cancel, just 5x on the right. And then divide off that 5. Undo the multiplication. So x is 4/5. And this one is similar. Let me just say that our LCD here is 5 times c. So we're going to multiply through everything times 5c. And then we will no longer have fractions in there. And then last example. So here, this denominator, we can factor a common 2 out. We'll have left y plus 3. And then here we got y plus 3, and here our denominator is 1. So your LCD is just going to be y plus 3. We've got one factor there, one there, so we need a y plus 3. 2's, we've got a factor of 2 here, none there, we need a 2. So 2 times y plus 3 is our LCD. So we are going to multiply by that on both sides. 2 times y plus 3, n times that, and then also times the 4, and then 2 times y plus 3 on the right. So on the right-hand side, the y plus 3's cancel. On the left-hand side, we've got 2 times y plus 3 times 7 over 2y plus 3. So we've got 2y plus 3 times 7 over 2 times y plus 3. So I'm using this instead of this. Plus 2 times y plus 3 times the 4 right there. And then equals on the right-hand side, negative 1 times 2, negative 2. And now y plus 3's cancel here. 2's also cancel there. And now we no longer have fractions, just a 7 there. So 7 plus, let's go ahead and 2 times 4 is going to make 8. So let's go ahead and put those together. So 7 plus 8 times y plus 3 is equal negative 2. And then 8 comes in times each term here. So 7 plus 8 times y plus 8 times 3, 24, equals negative 2. 24 and 7, 31. So 8y plus 31 is negative 2. Subtract 31 both sides. Get numbers on the right. So 8y is left on the left-hand side. Negative 2, negative 32, negative 33. And then just divide the 8 off both sides. And there's our answer. Y is negative 33/8. All right, good enough for today.